Thanks for joining us again in the transformation series presented by Paragon Solstice. My name is Emily Rentas. I'm the owner and founder of Paragon Solstice, a coaching and consulting company dedicated to providing services for individuals, businesses, and organizations in transformation and resilience while optimizing their life and developing a pattern of excellence at its highest peak. Today, I have the honor of interviewing such an amazing individual who is doing amazing things in the undocumented startup arena. Juan Hernandez. He has a company named Prepare who works with connecting undocumented students to career and work opportunities, as well as connecting with potential employers and organizations to understand further what undocumented status is and how they can also hire undocumented students. Thank you, Juan. It's such a pleasure to have you today. Please tell us a little bit about Prepare, what gave you the idea to start this and how has it been developing since?
Yeah, so first and foremost, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. My name is Juan Hernandez. I'm a current undergraduate student at UCLA, and I'm actually a non-DACA individual attending there. And, essentially this idea, this problem has been calling my name ever since I've been at UCLA. All throughout my life, I've had a rough time, a hard time finding opportunities because of my status. Time and time again, I hear, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't do that because of your status. But I found ways to go around them. I've worked as a day laborer with my dad. I've done some selling on OfferUp and freelance photography, and that's some of the ways that I've sort of gone by throughout my educational journey, not only to support my family, but also to support my own educational journey, support my payments of my books, support transportation, food, all these different things. But essentially, this idea came about. When I first had this idea was when it was back in 2018 when my older brother graduated from CSUN with BS in mechanical engineering, and he was documented and he had all the skills. He had a really demanding major in the industry, but it took him a whole year and a half to even find a job. And for me, I was always like there's something missing there. Like, this person goes through all these rigorous amount of classes, has all these different skills, won some awards through some different clubs that he joined at CSUN, but he still can't find a job. And I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. And for me, at UCLA, I'm always networking. I'm always asking for opportunities, but even though I have all these different skills, these social media skills, I haven't been able to capitalize on opportunities. But this idea really came about when I attended a career fair later at the beginning of this year. And, as an undocumented student, we're always constantly like, I can't go to career fairs, or I can't do these different things. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go. I had like 2-3 days to go. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be like an outlier, but I'm gonna be the first person in there that goes to a career fair and can't work. But I went. Told these startups about my skills that I do and what I'm interested in and how I could help them. And the surprising thing about it is that I didn't go in there expecting to get some offers. I kind of just wanted to grow my network and tell these people, like, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. But I ended up getting like 4 offers back. I got like 4 emails back that they wanted to interview me and sort of follow up. And for me, it was a W. For me, it was a win. I was like, you know what? I feel like a lot of the times we're our biggest critic, and we put ourselves down to say that, nah, we can't do this or whatnot. But I proved myself wrong that time. I was like, I just went to network and I ended up getting 4 job offers. But it wasn't until, a startup called Onami that wanted to hire me as a growth hacker intern for this summer, but did not know how. Like, they told me, I want to hire you. You have all these skills. I just don't know how to do it. Who can I connect with so I can, learn more about hiring undocumented students? And it was essentially, that's where I realized we're like, okay, like there's no clear gap, there's no clear bridge between undocumented individuals and employers. And I started going on Google trying to see if there's something out there that, you know, connects undocumented grads, undocumented individuals with employers. And I couldn't find any. And I was like, okay, there has to be something out there. And yes, there's all these different opportunities, but you know, so far that's where the idea came. And right now, you know, I've already interviewed 15 undocumented students to learn more about, you know, the different problems that they have, and learn more about some of the ways that I can help them, and see how I can, you know, really understand my community, because my experiences are not universal. My experiences are unique to me, and I need to really understand, like, okay, what are the common themes that these students face, and how can I sort of, you know, help these people out. And on one part, you know, I'm targeting students and undocumented individuals that are, you know, interested in preparing for the job market and helping them find their first dream job. But on the other hand, I'm helping employers understand, like, hey, you know, an undocumented individual is split into 3 categories. It's split into DACA, it's split into non-DACA, and it's split into TPS. And, you know, what all these employers do not understand is that DACA individuals can work, DACA individuals they have a social security number, and they have protection from deportation for 2 years. Non-DACA individuals are the ones that can work, but there's always ways around that you could go about it. You know, you can get an ITIN number, become a sole proprietor, or become a business, and then collaborate with other businesses. And then there's the TPS, you know, demographic that is also similar to the DACA program, but it's essentially given to refugees that left their countries, you know, due to all these different detrimental circumstances. And they also get work authorization. They also get protection from deportation, and their protection ranges from 6 to 12 to 18 months. And essentially, yeah, you know, that's essentially what I'm trying to connect the two. And what better way to do it than today's day and age with Zoom and the platform, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Wow, Juan, I'm just so impressed. The level of initiative and creativity that you have recognized the problem, you rallied around it, and you're trying to find the solutions. And frankly, until I came across your services, I've never even saw anything like this. So this is extremely cutting edge. I cannot believe what could possibly happen 6 months from now, and then seeing how this could, you know, get bigger. And just what you're doing is really bridging the gap of transformation and resilience in a problem where these are students who are trying their best. They want a better life. They want to work. They want to be a contributing member of society. There's a lot of stigma behind undocumented individuals, and just also overall immigration in this country. And a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions. And the fact that you're providing that support and helping the students get these services, but what you're also doing is educating these companies and letting them know this is how you get these students. These are students who are ready, willing, you know, to work. This is what they bring to the table. This is how you can do it. And there's not that easily ready information where people can digest it right away. So, I mean, what do you find has been the common theme in some of in bridging that gap? What have you found that has been kind of the misconceptions that some of these employers or companies have?
Yeah, so I would say the number one that has come up is accessibility, and sort of like, you know, the lack of information that is out there. Like a lot of these people don't even know what an undocumented student is. They don't even know that there's 3 categories, like I mentioned. And the accessibility aspect of, and the fear aspect of, you know, if I hire an undocumented student, you know, all these negative connotations are in the news saying that, you know, these people are illegal aliens and all these things, and they don't want to get involved with the legal aspect of it. They rather not risk that, because like I said, even the startup that wanted to hire me, even though they really wanted to bring me onto their team, and they didn't want to risk the legal aspect, they didn't want to risk anything. But like I said, they don't know that there's three types of undocumented individuals. They don't know that, with an ITIN number, if they have an LLC or they're an independent contractor, you can actually collaborate with them. They don't know. There's a lot of things that they don't know. They don't know that, they can provide fellowships, paid fellowships to students during their time, because by law, a fellowship is not, job related or anything. So they can also do that. But there's a lot of things that they don't know. And I would say, fear is the number one. Like, they don't want any problems with the legal aspects of it. So that's the main issue that I have right now. Trying to find, an immigration lawyer or somebody that can sort of, either co-found this with me, that knows more of the legal aspects of it, and whatnot. But yeah, that's the main one, like the fear and lack of information out there for these companies.
What about for the students that you worked with? For them, what's been kind of the common thing that you hear often?
Yeah, so for students, it's definitely accessibility. So for them, they, a lot of them have to support their families. A lot of them commute. A lot of them, do other things. They have other things to think about outside of just school, and their career, that sort of prevents them from taking advantage of these resources and opportunities. I've had a couple students tell me that there's been Zoom events that they wanted to attend, but they weren't able to, professional events that they weren't able to because they had to go work, or they had to help out their family, had to babysit. And it's quite unfortunate because, we attend all these universities for these opportunities, and there is opportunities, but they're not very accessible. People tell me that, I want to have a platform where even if I get a summary once this event is over, I think that would be beneficial, because I'd still like to get that information, and I want to make it accessible for students. The second thing is inclusivity. They're afraid of going outside in the world, and not everybody is openly undocumented like how I am. Like, not a lot of them still have fear of deportation, fear of who's gonna see this, who can I sort of trust, because of whatever's going on with Trump and everything, and the legal aspect of things. And they're not very accessible. Yeah, there's opportunities, but these opportunities are not very inclusive for non-DACA folks, for TPS, for DACA folks. They do say undocumented students, but like I mentioned, they're broken down into three categories, and that's very difficult because when there's an opportunity, and I've done this so many times, I've applied and I always ask them, do you accept undocumented students? They're like, yes. And I'm like, do you accept students that are non-DACA, that are just trying to get our experience? And a lot, and then, so there's definitely lack of accessibility. There's definitely that fear of, okay, who can I trust? Because, we're very precautious of different things. And those are like the main two. And again, the same thing, lack of information. Like, I've had a student tell me that she went to the career center and, for advice on what to do post-graduation, a non-DACA student, four-year university. And she told me that the career center, all that they tell them was, you can either go to grad school, or you can work under the table, or you can work, at a job where you can't really use your skills. And it has never made sense to me that, like, we go to these universities, we have all these different skills that we're ready. We have more skills, more brain skills, and more, like more hard skills than just physical skills. And it sucks that all these different students don't know what to do after, if they don't have DACA, or if they don't, they don't have TPS. But like I've said, I've done research on this, and I'm hoping that, just like organizations like Chila, just like organizations like Immigrants Rising, and all these different places that help undocumented students, I want to sort of collaborate with them and show them that there's definitely ways you can still use your skills, because I strongly believe that if you graduate university, you should have all the skills to not depend on somebody for wealth or for your career. And I strongly believe that all these people can, create their own opportunity if there's no opportunity, because till this day, I've created my own. Till this day, I've made it work. Till this day, I've struggled at UCLA. I've gone through academic probation. I've gone to subject to dismissal last quarter. And I've been under that pressure of like, okay, what do I balance, my career or my education? But in reality, like we don't have the option to say, I'm only going to do one thing. You have to sort of keep trying different things. And yeah, you know, I hope to sort of educate these students, prepare them, but also, you know, make it inclusive for them to feel comfortable, be in a position where, okay, this company accepts undocumented students, specifically TPS, specifically they pay this much, specifically this is what they do, and for full transparency with these companies and whatnot. So that's that was a lot, but
no, it's great. It's all, and I'm just, anybody who is watching is just being educated by what exactly is the system, whether you're an employer or organization. This is so valuable, and I'm more than sure that whoever is watching is getting a serious crash course about what our system is, what the hoops that folks need to kind of jump over, and how much, you know, the immigrant community proves itself, that there should be a seat at the table, because we work just as hard, we try just as hard, we want to be productive, valuable members of society who work together. And I truly believe that there's enough for everybody, and collaboration, and throwing away this idea of scarcity mindset. I'm just so glad that whoever is watching, I hope that this is informative for you, to not give up in your own search and journey, and to really understand that there are folks who are really trying hard to make their future, and there's just these hurdles that keep coming up for them. Thank you, Juan, so much for being with us today. In the description box, there is contact information on Juan, how you can connect with him and his company Prepare. Thank you so much, Juan.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, I envision a world where all immigrants can pursue, you know, and obtain career opportunities or create their own without limitations. So, you know, we don't have to depend on nobody, you know, and like I've said, just because they're not able to give you opportunity doesn't mean that you can't create it. And I feel like, you know, that's the way moving forward. And yeah, I hope you follow Prepare, and I hope you join me on this journey and sort of solving this issue. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Juan. Thanks everyone for catching this. Take care. Bye-bye.